welcome back to Pia Talks, and today we are talking the Real Housewives of New York, Season 12, Episode 10. But before we get started, support my channel and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, and hit the thumbs up. It's always nice to be nice. Alright, so let's get into tonight's episode. First off, I have to tell you, after last week's episode, it was quite a bit of stuff going on Instagram between Avery Singer. She was out on Twitter saying how crazy Leah's behavior was. Avery says on Instagram, "This is next level horrible. I'm cringing. This is nuts. I'm embarrassed for you. These people are crazy. How are you associated with them?" Now that was Avery Singer jumping in the mix about last week's episode. Leah is not the one, right? So she replies to Ramona and she adds Avery. She says, "At Ramona Singer, are you sure you want to involve at Avery Singer in our drama? She's 25, so she's fair game to me. In fact, I'm closer to her age than I am to you." Then she goes on and tells Avery to sit down, sweetie. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, it was pretty rough. I mean, even Leah's sister jumped in the mix, and of course, all the fans jumped in as well. And after Avery says those comments, then we get last night's episode. And I'm wondering, is Avery still embarrassed? Are you embarrassed by your own mother's behavior? Because I'm embarrassed. I wasn't even there, and I was on my couch embarrassed. I mean, what in the world? It was a lot. So this episode starts off weird. They're still in Newport at that same place they were before on the harbor. They decided to get a table and have a little lunch. They were talking over the situation, more apologies, yada, yada, yada. And out of nowhere, Elise says that if she went that way, she would love to make out with Leah. I don't know. How did we get there? How did that conversation make that leap? But, okay. I mean, Ramona got very upset about it. She said, "But you said you would make out with me." And I'm thinking, chill out. She didn't mean it really. Like, she's not going to make out with Leah. She's not going to make out with you. It was just sort of a joke. Relax, Ramona. So Sarah, who is Leah's sister, she arrives. And the first thing Luann says is, "Oh, she does look older." What does that mean? Are you being rude, Luann? Where is that class? I just thought that was a little bit rude. I'm just saying, she's the older sister. Okay, she's supposed to look older, but I didn't think Luann meant it that way. Then it went to crazy again. Everybody goes back to the bungalows to rest up and then get ready for dinner later that evening. Tinsley, Sarah, and Leah are out enjoying the sunset, enjoying the views. And of course, Tinsley said, "Oh, it's selfie time," because, that's how it goes. So the girls get together, they take a little selfie or 12, and Tinsley mentions that she's made out with her sister. Leah and her sister both are like, "What? Say what now?" And she says, "Oh, but it was just a joke." Well, I've got a few sisters and we've never made out. No, not joking or anything. We just don't. But to each its own. Dorinda stops by to pick Luann up because they're going out to dinner. And when she gets there, she lets Luann know that she's been drinking heavily. And Luann was thinking the same thing I was thinking. Oh no, if Dorinda has been drinking heavily, we are in for something tonight. That is for sure. She's telling her that she talked to John and that she's very sad about their breakup. She feels horrible about breaking up with John, but she just needed her space. And I'm thinking, why do you feel horrible about breaking up with John? You guys were not working and she was not happy. And clearly John is not at the level that she is needing. Personally, I don't think she needs to date anybody. I think she needs to, she does need to date a therapist. Date a therapist, preferably a grief counselor, so you can get past this. Then she tells Luann, she says, you're not a good host. You didn't offer me any wine or anything. I said, oh no. Luann should have said, would you like some water? Would you like some sparkling water? Would you like some spring water? Would you like some soda water? Would you like some tap water? Oh no. No, I would not. Luann says, well, I've got rosé and white. White water? Jeez. So the girls get to this restaurant. Jeez. Their table is ready and Tinsley is ready to sit down. I think she might have starved herself or something. She's ready to have a nice salad. Sit on down at this table, people. But no, because you know Ramona, like every season since her and Mario have gotten that divorce, she has got to prance her butt through the entire restaurant. That woman pranced up to the bar. Then she came downstairs and went to the other bar and starts flirting with this man. And she says, so, are you married? And he says, I'm engaged. She says, oh. But that didn't stop her. She said, oh, you're engaged. You're not married, so you're still free as far as I'm concerned. Yikes. So she plops up at the bar. And next thing you know, here's Sonia. I'm going to sit here and talk to his friends. So Sonia starts trying to talk to his friends, but then Luann shows up. She's going to go over there and get them. Next thing you know, Luann's got a front row seat in front of that man's face. Okay, so all three of them are over there flirting. Elise says they're like geriatric girls gone wild. I said, oh my gosh, all three of them are Blanche Devereaux on steroids and no class. So Tinsley is over at the table having a straight up tantrum. Her voice has gotten high pitched. I don't like this. I don't like this. We're not supposed to sit down and order. I set this up. We're supposed to sit down and order. Oh, she's having a fit. I'm going to go over there. Leah says, just don't, just sit here. Let's just sit here and let's just order, because she says the way Tinsley approaches things just doesn't work with these girls. So Tinsley goes over there. Lord have mercy. She starts off wrong by talking to Sonia. Why? Not Sonia. So then she says, well, shoot, this isn't working. She's going to talk to the guy. She says, didn't you say you were engaged? I don't think your girlfriend would appreciate. She says, I don't think your fiance would appreciate you being over here with them. I'm just trying to get them back to the table. If I could just get them back to the table so we could sit down and have dinner. Ramona, Sonia, and the man, and Luann is still talking to the friend. Honey, they have turned their backs on Tinsley and went back to talking to this dude. I'm like, oh, okay. Tinsley finally gives up and goes back to the table, sits down. She might as well had said, and folded her arms because she was giving me full tantrum tease. She really was. So they are ridiculous. Leah and her sister decide that they're going to take their cute selves over to the bar and try to convince the guy to tell Ramona and Sonia to come on back to the table. So they think that they are so hot, they are going to get this guy's attention. And they may have, but they made one mistake. When they introduced themselves to the guy and then the guy introduced himself to them, they snickered.
Sorry. I mean, that's kind of rude. We're trying to talk to you. We're trying to get our friends to go to dinner, so we sit down. They like, do you have a wife? Paying attention to me.
Fiance.
Oh, really? I don't think your fiance would like this situation.
It looks like this situation is your problem.
Oh, really?
What? What did you say? Nope, you're not about to pull that. What did you say on him? He is leaving, okay? Which personally, I think that if that was my fiance sitting around here entertaining these women, it's not a good look, dude. Even if you weren't going to do anything, it's still not a good look. You and your short pants, get up and go. Now, one thing that I also thought was rude is Ramona asked him where he was from. He said he was from Arkansas, and she laughed. Arkansas? Like, Ramona, what the hell's wrong with people from Arkansas? What the hell's wrong with Arkansas? I've never heard anything about Arkansas that I could down the entire damn state. I don't know. So while they're up there at the bar, Sarah decides to approach Ramona. She says pretty much, we don't even know each other, but you haven't even tried to talk to me. And Ramona looks at her with this disgusting look on her face, and she says, whatever.
We haven't really met, and I feel like it's kind of strange that you're also ignoring me like this, like statically.
Whatever.
And Leah's sister was like mortified. And I was thinking, really, Ramona? What has Leah's sister done to you? Absolutely nothing. During all the tantrum at the table, the confusion at the table, the ridiculous horniness that's happening over here at the bar, Dorinda is completely out of her mind. She is sitting at the table talking to Elise. Oh my God, and John. And then he gave me his black card and I bought this jacket. And oh my God, it was mostly unintelligible. I don't know. I have no idea. I said, wait a minute. This is like a flashback from the night before when Tinsley wanted to have this conversation in the middle of this chaos. You want to hold Elise hostage to talk about John? Have some water, for God's sakes. It was just too damn much. Luann's looking around. She's like, Dorinda is drunk. Tinsley is crazy. Ramona and Sonia are horny. What is happening here? I mean, this was one for the books. It really was. I tell you, with that behavior, I would have got up and left. I mean, as soon as Leah and her sister were offended by that man, I would have grabbed my purse, said, is there a Burger King around here in Newport? Is there a In-N-Out burger? Is there a Fat Tuesday? Is there a Long John's? You know, what is the Pizza Hut around here? As a matter of fact, I'm sorry, the bungalow has room service. Scratch all of that. I'm gonna need a burger and a nap. Like, what is happening? I'm telling you, right in the midst of all of this mess, when I just assumed, and you know what they say about people who assumed, when I just assumed that Dorinda was gonna be a huge issue, Dorinda grabs her purse and she said, oh no, I should have stayed in. I knew I should have stayed in order to be a burger and watch Ghost Hunters. She picks up her purse and she says, I'm out. Honey, she went and got one of them Bravo SUVs and took her butt back to the bungalow. And I say, you know what? Go ahead with your smart self, okay? You might have been drunk off your butt, but you were smart enough to get the heck up out of there. But not before Ramona showed her butt. Ramona acted a fool is what caused Dorinda to get up and go. Like once she got out of that trance of John, I can't believe it. I don't know if Elise smacked her or we didn't see it or what, but she finally got out of that trance of nonstop talking about John, which I have to say, Elise, thank you for taking one for the team.
Hard to plan that. Who cares? Who cares? Just like who cared last night, apparently, when she was acting out.
Don't compare me to Leah. My table's always ready, baby cake. Sorry, my table's always ready. I got a number. She came over. They ran.
Let's find some kindness here, okay?
Why are you talking to us? We were with you at the bar. We were fine.
I mean, can you believe that? What in the heck has gotten into Ramona and Sonia? And just the way they were screaming and yelling and just putting on a full performance. I'm thinking maybe they spent the afternoon getting drunk as well. Like, how much alcohol could they have consumed from the time they sat down talking to that man at the bar? Their behavior was out of control and it just kept coming.
Upset that everyone is being so nasty to each other and it's disastrous.
Tell her to.
Or we have
Tell them.
I think it's a combination of people.
Talk to your sister. Hello.
You don't even want to have a
Offer you guilty by association.
guilty by association.
I said to you,
Don't scream.
please be my friend.
That's so rude.
Let's have dinner.
Do we enjoy it?
Are you guys insane?
And the sister is like a demon. Oh, look at the sister. She's so weird. I can't.
You know what? I'm calling executive decision right now. Let's get back to the hotel.
No.
You had Sarah telling her that she's guilty by association. Then, oh my God, Tinsley, you're yelling at me. Oh my God. And then Sonia with the two little squash or the little pumpkins up to her ears. What? And then they want to say, well, your behavior was terrible last night. I can't believe you would act this way. What? Her behavior was absolutely horrific the night before. Her behavior was ridiculous. And real friends would have gotten her back to the bungalow and put to bed. which tells you that she didn't have any real friends sitting at the table. However, it was a private dinner outside by the grass. You people are in a public restaurant in Newport. And didn't you just say earlier in the day, don't embarrass you in Newport? Oh no, you can embarrass me everywhere else, but not in Newport. This is not the place for embarrassment. But everybody and their mama in the restaurant is looking around wondering what the hell is wrong with you. There was an older lady who was sitting there like, not in all of my 69, 79 years of life have I seen grown women of 63 and 57 act like this. Then there was another lady who was staring at you looking like, what the hell is going on? Not to mention the guy with the drink and the fluffy hair. He was concerned. He had a look of concern on his face while I'm sitting at my house, and I'm assuming everyone else too is sitting on their couches like, what? Ooh, I'm embarrassed. And what? Ooh, I'm glad I wasn't there. I mean, even if I was there, there's no way that I could not help but contribute to the embarrassment, because I would have to get you all together and then get you in a single file line, you know, the way they do in elementary. Since we're all on that level, let's all get in a single file line and head out to our SUVs, because we clearly don't know how to act in public, and now we need a timeout. What is happening? I mean, Ramona is sitting there with the table garnishment corn wrapped around her neck, screaming like a nut job. What? Where do we do that? Avery, if you're watching, come close. Get your mom. Be embarrassed. Get on your Instagram and Twitter and tell the world, I'm embarrassed by my mom's behavior. Oh my gosh. When Ramona said that Leah's sister looks like a demon, and then Sonia said she looks like a weirdo, I just sat back and said, no. You have gone too far. You really have. Not one person has come for you what you look like. That girl has not said anything bad about either one of you at that point. Are you serious? She had just got there. That was over the top rude, and no, not a bit of class. I said, man, I wish Luann would have pulled out her cell phone then and played a little Money Can't Buy You class, because it was quite evident that elegance is learned. Ramona and Sonia showed no grace, no class, no elegance, no compassion, nothing. She's going to tell her guilty by association. What? So if I'm related to somebody who acts a fool on TV while drinking heavily and being an over-aggressive cougar, am I guilty by association? Am I all of a sudden an over-drinker? Am I all of a sudden an overbearing cougar? Am I all of a sudden without class and taste and dignity? I don't think so. Just you, Ramona. Just you and Sonia.
You can with me, but don't with my family.
She's crazy.
I just threw a ravioli at her and I don't care. Sometimes you just gotta throw a ravioli.
Leah is like me. You can do whatever you want to me. You can say whatever you want to say about me. But as soon as you talk about my sister, my family, my parents, the gloves come off, honey. The gloves come off and we are ready to battle. All right? That is not how you go. However, Leah was much nicer than me. She just threw a little ravioli. I don't throw ravioli. That's all I'm going to say. And she walked out. You know, Leah storms out. Then Luann stays for a few minutes and sets some corn husk on fire. She said she was trying to get out the bad energy. I think you're supposed to use sage or something for that. But I'm not an expert on... Yeah, I don't know. But I don't think it's corn husk. I'm sure. No, not the husk. No. But anyway, it didn't work. Them women are nuts. Okay. So Leah and Tinsley decide to have a little makeout session, which I don't know. Yeah. And then they fall into the bush. So it was kind of a tribute to Luann. Look at us. We're in the bush. Anyway, it was just a mess. So the next morning, they all get up and, try to pull themselves together. So Dorinda heads over to Luann's because they're going home. And Luann offers her a little breakfast. She says, "Oh no, I've already ordered a burger." And I'm thinking, okay. And Luann was thinking the same thing. She said, "You ordered a hamburger for breakfast?" She's like, "Yeah." By the time they finished with their conversation and room service was delivered, Luann also had a burger. And I said, "Hey, if you can't beat them, Luann, just join them." Leah and her sister have a conversation, and her sister said, "Listen, I came all the way up here. This is my first time away from my baby since I gave birth. And I just wanted a little 24 hours of relaxation." That was not relaxation. So they talk a little bit about it and try to figure out how Leah is going to move on with these girls. And she tells her, she's like, "Listen, these ladies are a certain way. And if you're going to hang out with them, you got to try to get in, their way, or at least try to make peace with these people." And while they're talking, Dorinda and Luann are trying to figure out what's happening. Dorinda says, "I really like Leah." She says, "I really like her. I think everybody just needs to give her a chance." Luann, this is where she loses me. Luann says, "Well, she threw a ravioli. Oh, she was just angry. She threw that ravioli, and that's not okay." What? She threw a ravioli and that's what you're upset about? You are not at all upset about the performance of Sonia and Ramona? The comments of Sonia and Ramona? The outright deliriousness of Dorinda drunk at that table? Tinsley's high-pitched squeal? She threw a ravioli? We angry about the ravioli. Okay, let me see. She didn't throw a knife. She didn't throw a glass. She didn't throw a champagne bottle. She didn't throw a chair. She didn't throw any blows. But a ravioli. We got problems. She's got anger. She threw a ravioli. Several seats, Luann. Several seats. So we leave the crazy Luann to go to the absolutely out of their mind Sonia and Ramona, sitting up on their high horses like they are just the moral authority. Oh, yes, I can't believe that behavior. It's unacceptable. Leah has got to learn how to act when she's in our company. Oh my gosh, she's got arrested. She got thrown out of school. Oh my gosh, really? Really, Sonia? How many times have we seen your vagina and your breast, and we know you don't shave your, okay? What about your behavior? Miss Turtle Time, Miss Smart Mouth, Miss Throw a Wine or something on somebody. Are you kidding me, Ramona? Girl. I'm over it. And then Sonia and her comment.
Like you just don't know when she's going to go off like a time bomb and embarrass you in front of everyone.
Really? You just don't know when she's going to embarrass you? Really? Okay, so let me let you in on a little clue. You don't need any help embarrassing yourself. You do it on your own everywhere you go. I'm going to use my wine as a lubricant. Okay? Were you not indeed embarrassed? Because again, I'm on my couch, I'm embarrassed. Get out of here. Who acts like that? I went online purposely last night to look up these women's ages. The youngest one in the group is 37, and that's Leah. Everybody over the age of 25 knows better. I mean, there are some 17-year-olds who know better. I mean, come on. Ramona says she's got to have a certain demeanor, a certain caliber of acting when hanging with us. Oh, what's the caliber? What's the caliber, Ramona? Do tell. So the girls are back in New York, and Luann meets up with one of her cabaret producers, and yada, 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 honey. I don't even care. She's got that show coming up, Marry F. Kill, and she wants to bring Sonia in on the act. And I just said, why? Will she be sober? Will she be on time? Will she knock you off the stage? Probably. But come on, join us, Sonia. No. Then Leah goes out to lunch with her parents, which is really nice for us to get a chance to actually meet her mom, which I believe her name was Bunny, or was it Bonnie? I don't know. I can't remember. But I thought it was really odd that her dad sits down and he says, I can't drink a lot. I'm just going to have an old fashioned and a few wines with lunch. I'm thinking, wow, that seems like a lot. But, you know, that's coming from somebody who drinks like half a shot in a whole glass of soda. So, you know, it might not be a lot. Who knows? Anyway, her mom sits down and her dad says that his esophagus lining is wearing thin and he's got to watch what he eats. But can I get another bourbon? So there was a old fashioned and a bourbon. I don't know if he got that wine. I have no idea, but I'm thinking if your esophagus is wearing thin, maybe not the bourbon, maybe not the old fashioned, maybe a little water. Flat. You know. Leah asked her mom if Sarah had said anything about the trip to Rhode Island. And her mom proves that Sarah was correct. Last week when Sarah said, Leah, you tell mom too much. I don't tell her anything. Her mom says, you're the one who spills your guts to me. Sarah doesn't tell me a lot. And I'm saying, Leah, listen to that. Listen to that. Stop talking. Don't tell her too much. Leah tells her mom that when she was out in the Hamptons, she was doing a lot of jumping around, cartwheels, rolling around. And her mom says, were you at the gym? Yeah. That's what most people would say, right? Were you at the gym doing all this? She says, oh no, we were out to dinner outside in the grass. Her mom's like, I'm concerned. She said, you know my concerns about this. I don't want to get into this. And I know her mom was trying to keep it classy, but on the inside, her mom was probably thinking, girl, I can't wait for these cameras to go because I'm going to let you have it. Leah, stop telling her so much and put down the drinks. So we go from the craziness of Newport to a nice civil tea party on the rooftop of Dorinda's building. Dorinda have set up a real civilized, real London tea party, right? They have everything. I mean, all the stuff looks delicious. All the ladies look drop dead gorgeous. Most of them had nice little hats. I thought, oh, this is so cute. This was supposed to be hosted by Dorinda and Luann. Dorinda has done everything. She's like, Luann was supposed to be here to help me set up. Luann shows up looking gorgeous. Like, hey, I'm here. Dorinda makes a slight comment about, yeah, you were supposed to help me. And she was like, oh, put me to work. Everything is done now. So anyway, everybody sits down and not one lady, not one, mentioned the performance in Newport that Ramona and Sonia put on or Tinsley's behavior. Nothing. Not one comment. So what they're telling me is if you are over the age of 55, you can just do whatever the hell you want. You can say what you want. You can just be as rude and disgusting as you want. But if you are 37 and you are new to the group and you are getting a little more shine than us, oh hell no. You better mind your manners, drink your water, and shut the hell up.
It is ironic that both Dorinda and Luann are throwing a proper tea party with crumpets and scones, and we're all dressed so nicely. Maybe they're trying to teach Leah a few things.
Yeah, that's pretty.
What? Leah decides to take the high road, so she apologizes to Ramona. And Ramona acts as if she is the queen.
Ramona, I owe you an apology. I really didn't want it to get to that point, obviously.
After the weekend, but it's so. But you know what? You're sorry for it, and that's okay. I just walked away from that weekend, very emotionally upset, and I've never been that way. All I would like from you, if you're willing to, is just say, you know what? Let's put it behind us.
Abby now. I mean, let's not get carried away.
I'm not getting carried away.
You're not giving her a bone here. Give the girl a break. She's extending the scone. Give her some jam.
I'm with Dorinda. You are not in Downton Abbey. You are not royalty. If I was Leah, I would not have done that. I would not have apologized to her. Instead, I would have read her for filth at that table as nicely as I possibly could with my little pinky up because I'm drinking my tea. And the only reason why I say that is because that same day that Ramona acted a fool at that restaurant with Sonia, Leah apologized. And Ramona accepted her apology. So if I apologize to you and you accept my apology, why would you treat me so bad later in the evening? Why would you be so mean to my sister? And why do I owe you yet another apology? And where's your apology to me and my sister? So after this apology, which was too much, Dorinda decides, oh well, I've got my own agenda. I'm just going to come over here and make everybody change seats and then sit next to Tinsley because I've got something to talk about. So she's going to ask Tinsley to step to the side with her so they can have a little conversation. She doesn't want to be aggressive or anything, but she wants to talk to her about something. This woman.
Approach you aggressively or anything. You were in Niagara Falls with Scott. I know that for a fact. I need you to tell them that you're seeing him, or I'm going to tell them. I don't not tell us details. You protest that you're not together.
But we're not together.
So you're just f***ing him on the weekend?
Really? Tinsley's relationship with Scott is really some of your business, Dorinda. Yeah. It's your business. To stay the hell out of her business. I mean, what? And then, when Tinsley has felt the pressure, she goes over to the table and tries to lightly broach the subject. Here is Dorinda. Tinsley and Scott went to Niagara Falls. What? Really? Can the woman get it out in her baby way? I mean, personally, if Dorinda would have approached me with that, I would have gave her zero response. I would have grabbed my nice clutch, nice to see everyone, and left. Because that is not your business. You are doing way too much. And then you were even rude to her by making that comment, oh, you're not together, you just F him on the weekends. And Tinsley later, she's like, I didn't F him. I'm like, so what if you did? You could have F'd him Monday through Sunday. That is not Dorinda's business. My question to you, Dorinda, is do you want to be dating Scott? Why do you care what Scott and Tinsley are doing? This is their business. And clearly, she had decided to start communication with him because now they're engaged, and I believe she's living with him in Chicago. Cut it out, Dorinda. This isn't right. Dorinda has been violating this girl all season. Yes, Tinsley needs to stand up for herself. Yes, she needs to stop acting like a baby. But that's who she is, and you either need to accept her or not. The point is you don't treat your coworkers this way, even though you say she's your friend. No, ma'am, she's not your friend, because friends don't treat friends like that. These women have driven me crazy. My head is hurting thinking about these crazy women, but I'm here for it. Yes, I love the show. I just hope the whole show isn't about Leah and her drinking and Ramona and Sonia. Oh, God. I don't know. Is it time for another shakeup? I have no idea. What did you guys think about tonight's episode? Put it down in the comments. And until next time,